welcome back, everyone, here for our Game 2 of the doubleheader here tonight on April 12th, 2025. And the game before us between the Hardhats and Sheridan was a 6-4 victory in favor of the Hardhats. They got a big 5-inning run, and then following they got a 6, but it was a 4-0 lead earlier in the game that Sheridan held for 3 more innings, and then coming back later was post 22. So we have mostly the same in the lineup, but we'll go through here again. What's the defense? So post 22, as we're going to start off here, top of the batting order. Number 19, Lars Kiefer playing at center field like he did the first game. Number 18, Wyatt Reeder at second base. Number 22, Jace Morgan, now the designated hitter. Number 23, Carter Johnson, the right fielder. Number 21, Josh Elder at catcher. Number 25, Dexter Steen, the first baseman. Number 27, Kane McLeod at left field, as him and Jace Morgan will do a switch. Number 12, Dawson Inhofer at third base. Number 11, Blaine Hunt for your shortstop. And your starting pitcher tonight, Ryan Negebauer for the game 2 here, as he will get the nod. So that's what we got going on for that. And then now moving on to Sheridan, as we have top of the list, we have Will Greer, number 21, Will Greer at second base. Number 2, Tanner Hamrick at shortstop. Number 16, Blaine Phillips at first base. Number 3, Dom DeStefano at catcher. Number 7, Owen Matthews at right field. Number 4, Gage Rogers at center field. Number 5, Ty Leach at third base. Number 6, Griff Switzenberg, he's the starting pitcher. And at left field, Gunnar Lamb. So that is what Sheridan will look like in your Post 22 Hardhats as we're getting ready here as the final handshakes from the managers and the umpires. 1-0 for the Hardhats to start off their season as they get ready for Game 2. 4 games in 2 days, but Negebauer, the starting pitcher for Post 22. Starting pitcher for Sheridan, Griff Switzenberg. As the field getting ready here. And we'll get set, ready to go here in a little bit. As we'll take a little bit of a second here. I'll take a little break as they storm the field. All right, welcome back for our Game 2 of this doubleheader here on April 12th, 2025, as we get set, ready to go here, as we'll go through a little bit of the change here of the rosters. We'll start off here with your Post 22 Hardhats, and we'll go from the batting order from top of the list. At center field, number 19, Lars Kiefer. He'll hit off for the Hardhats. Number 18, Wyatt Reeder at second base. Number 22, Jace Morgan is the designated hitter. Number 23, Carter Johnson at right field. Number 21, Josh Elder at catcher. Number 25, Dexter Steen at first base. Number 27, Kane McLeod, who is now the left fielder. Number 12, Dawson Inhofer at third base. Number 11, Blaine Hunt at shortstop. And your starting pitcher tonight for the Post 22 Hardhats is Ryan Negebauer, number 13. So that is the Post 22 defense. And then for the Sheridan, it's going to be top of the batting order, number 21, Will Greer at second base. Number 2, Tanner Hamrick at shortstop. Number 16, Blaine Phillips at first base. Number 3, Dom DeStefano at catcher. Number 7, Owen Matthews at right field. Number 4, Gage Rogers at center. Number 5, Ty Leach at third. Number 8, Gunnar Lamb at left field. And the starting pitcher, Griff Switzenberg. And we'll watch this right now as we'll cut it off and get to it. So the Troopers, as they're going over the starting lineup over them. And Greer, who played some pitching last game. Hamrick at shortstop. Blaine Phillips, who was catcher a little bit in the last game. He's moved to first. And then Dom DeStefano, who was playing at DeStefano, who was at second. He's now behind the plate. Matthews at right field. Matthews was the same. Gage Rogers, center fielder, just a little bit some fluctuating through the lineup. And then Griff Switzenberg, who will get the start, number 6 for the Troopers. And just getting a little bit more of this going. The Hardhats, a great start. They had a lot of momentum late in that game after getting a little bit of that good start. But again, it was back to that 4-0 lead that the Sheridan Troopers had, which was a little bit too much of a lead. But the Hardhats, they got back just in time to make it going. And now they'll be announcing the starting lineup for the Hardhats. Yeah, so the only changes to the post-22 roster then from last game was Chase Morgan, who played left field. He'll move now to designated hitter, and then which was Kay McLeod, who was designated hitter. He'll move to left field. But other than that, everyone's staying the same. Pitching, Ryan Negebauer, so they're going to get that in for them. As started, who last game was Broden Sales. He started off the game very hot, 3 strikeouts in the first inning, and then he got subbed out. Skylar Montgomery went in, and he finished the game there for the Hardhats. And then Sheridan, as their starting pitcher was Ethan Evans, and then he eventually kind of swapped in and out here and there, and then they put in Gunnar Lamb for a little bit, and he pitched for the rest of it. But now for the second game, they're getting ready to go. So the singing of the national anthem was just performed as we're getting ready here for Game 2 of the doubleheader. And leading off for the Sheridan Troopers will be number 21, Will Greer, as he'll be the first one up to go. As everyone getting into the dugouts, as they get ready, get set, get their minds right, do what you got to do to be mentally ready for doubleheaders, because doubleheaders aren't easy. Playing back-to-back games in the same day, you could have some soreness and you can have all that stuff, but mentally you got to be mentally right heading into these 2 games. So Ryan Negebauer, and he will be the starting pitcher for the Hardhats. Once again, I apologize for the scoreboard. We had some technical difficulties prior to today about that, and but I will make sure to say the score every now and then. I'll try my best, and I apologize for the camera cutting in and out at times. But ready to go. Negebauer and the Hardhats, they get their pitches all set up. And the entire infield will stay the same for the Hardhats defensively. Not moving anything. Jace Morgan's the only one who was playing right field last game, and then he got moved to designated hitter, which they moved with Kane McLeod, and he'll be playing in the outfield tonight. And then Skylar Montgomery, who played at the end there of the last game, and the starting last game was Broden Sales. Started off the inning hot with 3 strikeouts. And now the new lineup. So the final few pitches here of the warm-up from Ryan Negebauer. And back to what I was saying with the weather earlier, it's cooled down quite a bit here, right? I mean, no sun whatsoever. It is 8:30, so it's nighttime, but 59 degrees outside. It is beautiful outside. The wind, which was 8 miles per hour earlier, is now dropped down to 3 miles per hour. So it's nice, a nice cool weather night. Just kind of a light jacket, maybe something like that. But today has been a great weather day, and we're glad for that. And now we're ready to go here as Ryan Negebauer says, "I'm ready," and all the Hardhats clink the Hardhats together, and they'll get ready and set. And now the last time that Negebauer will talk with his catcher, Josh Eller, until the next time they speak. So Elder will go behind the plate, and leading off for the Sheridan Troopers will be Will Greer. And we're ready to go for Game 2 of our doubleheader on April 12th, 2025. And Greer last game, he had a quite a big game. He had a single, struck out once, popped up into left field, and that one's going to be a bunt. That's going to foul off. So the first pitch by Negebauer, that'll be a foul. So 0-1 the count. Will Greer, who last game also played, Will Greer played third base last game. Now they moved him to second base. And now here comes the pitch by Negebauer. That one's going to be up high. That will be for ball 1. 1-1 with the count. Greer steps back into the box. Third pitch of the at-bat. Negebauer will kick. Here comes the pitch. That one down to the dirt for ball 2. So 2-1. Negebauer trying to throw a little bit of a breaker. That one just goes down in the dirt. 2-1. Negebauer with the pitch. That one down low again. That will be for ball 3. So 3-1 the count of the first at-bat here of this the game. Second game of the doubleheader. So 3-1 the count. Negebauer pitch. That one's in for a strike 2. We're back to full count. So 3-2 Ryan Negebauer, who can throw some heat. And he's looking for that here tonight. So a full count. Will Greer back in the box. Negebauer with the pitch. It comes swing and a miss. Strikeout for Ryan Negebauer. He gets his first, so that's 1 down. So up next to bat for the Sheridan Troopers is Tanner Hamrick, who played shortstop last game. And he's back to shortstop here for this game. And now the first pitch of this at-bat, Negebauer will deal. Swing and a miss. Got a piece of it. And that one hits the netting. So fouls off. It'll be 0-1 for the count. Hamrick, who also last game went for a walk. He had a double play round out. He walked twice, but strong game from Hamrick last game. That one's going to be in for a ball. So 1-1 with the count. Another pitch comes from Negebauer. A swing. This one flies it wide right. That's going to hook foul. So 1-2. for Tanner Hamrick on his first at-bat of the second game here tonight of the doubleheader. Negebauer sets his feet, gets ready for the pitch call from Josh Elder. He gets what he wants. Here comes the throw. Swinging chop. This one's caught by Elder, and the ump says that's just going to be a foul. Elder picks it up, throws it to Negebauer. Still 1-2. Fights off the pitch that came from Ryan Negebauer. So Tanner Hamrick, the shortstop, second in the batting order. Here comes Negebauer's pitch. The pitch. This one is swing. This one's going to go left field. He keeps going back. He stops. It's caught. Beautiful play and a beautiful catch by center fielder number 19, Lars Kiefer. So that's the second out down here to kick off this first of the second game. And now for Sheridan, up next will be the first baseman, Blaine Phillips, as he played catcher last game. As Phillips, last game, who had 2 walks and he had a failed stolen base, and he struck out once. So now here comes the pitch from Negebauer, the first of this at-bat. That's going to be in for a strike. 0-1 the count. 0-1 Negebauer, as he just awaits the call from Josh Eller behind home plate. He deals. Pitch comes, and a swing and a miss gets him going. That one for 0-2 now. 2 strikes, 0 balls with 2 outs. And Ryan Negebauer with the throw. Up high. That one he lost control. So that's going to be the first ball of the at-bat. So 1-2 at the count now for Blaine Phillips. And up next for due up on deck for for the Troopers is Dom DeStefano, the catcher, and Negebauer, who is going towards the dugout. I have no idea for what. So we'll take a quick second here as Elder will also walk towards them. But so up next, Dom DeStefano, the catcher, who is still in his bottom of the shin pads for the catcher's gear, because obviously with 2 outs, you never know if something happens here for the Troopers, then he's got to go in. So, and now we will see Negebauer come back from the dugout on your screen now as he walks out here to the left field. From left into the pitcher's mound. So back to the 1-2 count with 2 down. Negebauer pausing here, and now he gets the okay from the home plate umpire. Negebauer kicks and deals. Here's the pitch. That one goes in for ball 2. 2-2 with 2 down. Negebauer takes a little second here. Gets back to the mound. Gets his shoulder ready. Here comes the throw. That one just outside again. So we're back into full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And now Elder. He gives the pitch call to Negebauer. He likes it. He throws it. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Blaine Phillips. That will retire the top of the first inning. And due up for the Hardhats will be Lars Kiefer, Wyatt Reeder, and Jace Morgan. So, end of the top of the first, Ryan Negebauer with 2 strikeouts. And then we had a fly out from Tanner Hamrick to center field with a great catch from center fielder number 19, Lars Kiefer. And the starting pitcher for the Sheridan Troopers, number 6, Griff Switzenberg, as he is on the mound here. And they have a new catcher, as it was Blaine Phillips last game, but it's now Dom DeStefano, as he'll be behind home plate, receiving fastballs. And this one, so they'll get all warmed up. Like I said earlier, Lars Kiefer first on the batting order, followed by Wyatt Reeder and Jace Morgan. And we'll be back, and we'll let them warm up while I get some water. Alrighty, so a few more final pitches here from starting pitcher Griff Switzenberg. As we'll look back here at the previous game, Lars Kiefer, as he had a walk, he had 2 walks and a run and a strikeout, and he had a ground out. But Lars Kiefer had an impressive, he had a great run that, again, back in that frenzy they had when they scored 5 in 1 inning, and then followed by another one in the following to make it a 6-4 final win for the Hardhats. As they get all set, ready to go, Switzenberg will take a few more pitches here to get that right arm flowing and get ready to go. So they will come together, and Kiefer will step in towards the batter's box. So they will give each other some fist bumps, some high fives, and Lars Kiefer for the first at-bat here for the second game for the Hardhats. And now Griff Switzenberg for his first pitch. And we're ready to go. Here comes the first one. This one, a swing. Kiefer hammers it right into center field. That's going to be a single for Lars Kiefer. The first pitch, he says, give it to me, and he will hit it right to center field. So a single for Lars Kiefer. First pitch, and there you go. So Wyatt Reeder to follow after a first pitch hit single for Lars Kiefer. Wyatt Reeder last game, as he had a single RBI, a ground out for Wyatt Reeder. And now Switzenberg will look off first base. Here comes another one. Reeder will take it for a strike. 0-1 the count. Wyatt Reeder, again, like I said last game, a little bit of that low bat swing. Just kind of what he does before the pitch comes. Switzenberg kicks this one, moving out of the way. There goes Kiefer. He'll take it off the wild pitch. So Kiefer advances to second. And now DeStefano wants to talk real quick, and that's a quick one with Switzenberg, the pitcher. So Reeder with an 0-1 count, which advances Kiefer from first to second. 1-1 the count. Switzenberg looks back at second with Kiefer on there now. Here comes the pitch. And Reeder hit right there. That's going to get through Wyatt Reeder. That's going to be a single. Kiefer rounding third. He's going to go in home. And that's going to be a single RBI for Wyatt Reeder. And that's 1-0. Hardhats to kick it off. So Jace Morgan, now the designated hitter, is up, and a single RBI for Wyatt Reeder, which drove in Lars Kiefer. And Kiefer, who had a run again last game. So, and now here comes Jace Morgan, the designated hitter, with a 1-0 game now with the Hardhats. Here comes the pitch. Morgan hit this one, and that's just going to go foul. So 0-1 with 0 balls and a strike. Switzenberg returns back to the mound with Reeder on first. 2 hits for the Hardhats. And Switzenberg looks back over the left shoulder. Double checks again, throws to first. Reeder gets back in time. And another attempted pickoff. Reeder will slide in safe. 0-1 again here for Jace Morgan. He fouled off on his first pitch. The last one was a pickoff attempt. This one will go down low for ball 1, as they were going to hold off on that one to see if Reeder was going to go or not. Back up to Switzenberg, the pitcher. Again, looks over the shoulder to see if Reeder will go or not. Here comes the pitch. Morgan, this one pops this one up. This one's going to be a shortstop play, and it's going to be caught. So that's 1 down. So I'll pop up to the shortstop. So Carter Johnson up next. He is playing right field in the last game. Carter Johnson had a stolen base. He bunted, walked. So Carter Johnson had an impressive first game just a few hours ago. So Reeder again at first, 1 down. First pitch of the at-bat, throw to first. Reeder gets in time. So still 0-0 after the pickoff attempt. Looks over the shoulder once yet. Switzenberg the throw. This one is going to go outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Switzenberg wearing green cleats. Reeder stepping more, inching towards. He goes back to first, and he is safe. Reeder, who is just trying to get a little bit more, inching closer to second. Quick hops back to first. Switzenberg with a 1-0 count for Carter Johnson. The throw comes. That one outside for ball 2. 2-0 with 1 down. And up on deck for the Post 22 Hardhats is catcher Josh Elder. Here comes the throw from Switzenberg. That one is going to be a ball. So 3 balls, 0 strikes, and an out. With Reeder on first. Switzenberg looks over the shoulder to see if Reeder is going to inch closer. He does. Here comes the throw from Switzenberg, and that one, he'll take it, but it's going to be a strike. So 3-1 the count. His first strike of the at-bat. 3-1 with 1 down. Switzenberg double checks first base, throws to first. Reeder in time. Stays safe. Switzenberg yet again with Carter Johnson on the 3-1 count. Here comes the throw. There goes Reeder. He's going to go for second. Is he in? He's safe. Stolen base for Wyatt Reeder. Or ball 4. So Johnson will walk. So Josh Elder up to bat now. So 1 down with Reeder at second and now Carter Johnson at first. Josh Elder, who last game got the frenzy started. Elder, who struck out his first 2 at bats, and he got a triple, he got a triple and then a 2 RBI run. So huge play there from Josh Elder, who got the party started. Switzenberg with a throw. Elder will take that one. That's going to be in for a strike. So 0-1. They'll start the at-bat like that. Switzenberg, as he will look with Elder at bat. He looks back at first with Johnson at first. Here comes the pitch. Elder just got a piece of it. Still a 1-0 score here for the Hardhats with a 0-2 count, 2 strikes, 0 balls, and a 1 out. 2 hits for the Hardhats. Still up 1-0. And now Switzenberg on the 0-2 count to Josh Elder. Looks over the shoulder, looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. Now one up and away. Throws to second. Reeder gets there in time. So a ball and a throw to second. Reeder slid in time. 1-2 with 1 down. Elder at bat, the catcher. Again, look back at first where Carter Johnson is. Here comes the pitch by Switzenberg. A breaker ball up high. So that goes in for ball 2. 2-2 now. Switzenberg, who didn't play last game, as he gets the starting role here for the Troopers. And he will look back and forth from second. The pitch comes. Elder hit. That one will go to second. There's throws to second. Elder stays in. So that'll be a hit. So Johnson gets out. But a single for Josh Elder. So Dexter Steen up to bat. And Steen also a big part of that last one. Right after Elder hit that triple 2 RBI run, Dexter Steen followed with a triple as well. So Dexter Steen walked. He got a single. He went 3 for 3. So Dexter Steen looking to improve on that. And we have a talk here from the Troopers manager, and as they are going to call. Hold on here. So they said it was a double play. So they're going to, so they said a double play. And that's going to do it. So that will do it for the first inning. The Hardhats up 1-0 after 1. As interference was called, that's why as they called that. And we'll be right back as Ryan Negebauer, first inning, 2 strikeouts. He looks to see what he does in the second inning. We'll be right back. All right, with some MLB games still going, we have a good one here. Bottom of the 9th inning, Brewers and the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks still trying to make a one final call, but the Brewers have a 4-3 lead over them. Top of the 9th, the Padres 2-0 over the Rockies. And then moving on to the next game, the Cubs shutting out the Dodgers yet so far, 2-0 on the top of the 7th. And then Mariners over the Rangers 4-1 for the bottom of the 4th. And then that are the 4 remaining games. So the Rangers and Mariners game, obviously in Seattle, Pacific time. That one a little bit of a later start. As well as the Dodgers game in Los Angeles, San Diego, and Arizona. Obviously all of those in Pacific. So the Hardhats, after a play where Elder hit it, and then they said it was interference, so they turned it into a double play. So that end of the first inning, it's still 1-0 Hardhats, so Negebauer calls done with his warm-up pitches. And now up next for the Sheridan Troopers will be Dom DeStefano, the catcher. All right, here we go. The first pitch of the at-bat for Dom DeStefano. Negebauer throws this one just outside. That's going to be for ball 1. And DeStefano, as he played second base last game, he got walked. He had a fly out to center field. He had a strikeout. Here comes another one from Negebauer. That one in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Negebauer on the third pitch of the at-bat. This one is in for a strike. Put it in the umpire box. So 2-1 or 2-1 the count. 2 balls and a strike. Still 1-0 Hardhats with 2 hits. Negebauer, this one just outside, so ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And Negebauer, as he gets set. Here comes one. That one is going to be in. Oh, he walks him. So a walk for Dom DeStefano. And up next will be right fielder number 7, Owen Matthews, as he's up next. So now with DeStefano at first, following the walk, and the first of this at-bat. Negebauer throwing, swing and a miss. That one for strike 1. So 0-1. Back in the box is Matthews. As Owen Matthews last game played right field. He had a big game. He had a double RBI, and then he had a double play, or following that, he had a double play, which grounded into shortstop. That was the last for Owen Matthews in the first game. So 1-1. We evened out. Negebauer with a runner at first. That one right to Negebauer. Dropped out of the glove. He'll get the throw to first. So that's 1 down. Up next, center fielder number 4, Gage Rogers. And Rogers last game, batting at the bottom of the list at center field. He had a walk. And then a pop up to first baseman, Dexter Steen. And Steen, he had a 3 pop-up plays or catches he had last game. So he was a little bit busy. And now So DeStefano at second. Negebauer, first pitch of the at-bat. And this one is going to be in for ball one. On deck for the Sheridan Troopers, number 5, third baseman Ty Leach. And now Negebauer will stare. Looks back at second to see if DeStefano is going to attempt. And this one is going to be dropped. And a throw as they return back to second. So ball 2. 2-0 with 1 out. Still a 1-0 lead here for the Hardhats. Ryan Negebauer gives the nod there to Josh Elder. Gives a quick peek over to second twice. Here comes the throw. And that one up high. That will be for ball 3. So 3-0 the count. And Ryan Negebauer quickly gets set up. Here comes the throw. And that will be another walk. Wait, no, hold on. They struck out. And he just threw the bat. So that's going to be a strike. So 3-1. Gage Rogers thought it was a walk. I thought it was a walk because he threw his bat. So 3-1 following that with 1 down. Negebauer. As he gets the pitch call. Looks back from DeStefano at second. Here comes the throw. That one fouls off right to the dugout for Sheridan. So we're back. We're at full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Top of the second. Hardhats lead 1-0. And Negebauer, as he looks back, he gets set. Here comes the throw, and he's in. He got him. A strikeout. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Ryan Negebauer. So up next, third baseman Ty Leach. And following that strikeout, so 2 outs. And Ryan Negebauer with DeStefano remaining at second base for the Troopers. And Negebauer kicks and deals. Here's the pitch. That one up high for ball 1 as they were looking to see if DeStefano was gonna steal. 1-0 the count. Back in the box is Ty Leach from the 1-0 count. 2 down. Negebauer waiting, delivers the pitch. That one in for a strike. 1 ball and a strike. Negebauer, he was a little patient there. It took a few more seconds. And now he'll look back. So 1-1 with 2 down. He's ready to go. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss for strike 2. Ty Leach got him watching. Swings and misses. So a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Ryan Negebauer on his last at-bat struck out Gage Rogers. Ty Leach with a ball and 2 strikes. Negebauer delivers inside, ball 2. And almost a wild pitch there under control from Negebauer. 2-2 with 2 down. Look back to what Elder wants. And he gets the nod. Here's the throw. And that one to throw it to third, and he is safe. So they get one there, stolen base. As DeStefano. So they have a runner at third now with 2 outs. And we're at full count now. 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Negebauer. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. Another K and a strikeout for Ty Leach. And that will do it for the top of the second inning. It's still a 1-0 lead for the Hardhats. And that's the second strikeout of the inning for Ryan Negebauer, his 4th of the game. And due up for the Post 22 Hardhats will be number 25, first baseman Dexter Steen. And we had a big news. We had a walk-off. The Arizona Diamondbacks defeated the Brewers 5-4. Padres defeated the Rockies 2-0. And the Cubs, right after that inning, they added 4 more. So they are up over the Dodgers 6-0 after the top of the 7th. And the top of the 5th, the Mariners still over the Rangers of a score of 4-1. So we'll take a quick little break here, get these guys all warmed up, and due up next, Dexter Steen, first baseman for the Post 22 Hardhats. It's a 1-0 score after the top of the 2nd, going into the bottom of the 2nd. So Dexter Steen up next to bat, as the last time it was a hit from Josh Elder, which was a ground out double play, which they said at first was they had Johnson out at second, and then they said that it was a double play due to interference. So Steen, who last game was 3 for 3, Steen had a walk, a single, and after Elder hit that triple 2-run RBI, Steen followed it up with a triple as well. So, as they get ready to go here, Steen for his first look at the at-bat from Switzenberg. Here comes the pitch. Steen swings and misses for strike 1. That one, I think, came a little bit more inside of Steen. So 0 on the count. Switzenberg the throw. That one will be in for ball 1. Evens the count out at ones. Switzenberg with the throw. And this one's gonna, is that fair? No. It looked like it was there for a second. It hit the inside of that left line, and then it just bounced over. So 1-2 the count. With 0 outs, the first at-bat of this bottom of the 2nd belongs to Dexter Steen. Switzenberg the throw. Steen gets catches him looking. So the first strikeout for Switzenberg. So Caden McLeod, the left fielder, as he was designated hitter last game, as he had a single. The throw comes. That one goes down low, lost control. So 1-0 to start things off. Switzenberg deals, swings and misses as McLeod, so that's going to be 1 ball and a strike. All ones across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Switzenberg with the throw. And that one just outside as he gets one there, which makes it the 2nd ball. Here comes another throw. That one down in the dirt for ball 3. So 3-1 the count for K. McLeod. Switzenberg delivers the throw. Inside, walks him. So McLeod with a walk. Up next, Dawson Inhofer, the third baseman. His last, or just a little bit ago, the first game, he went 0 for 3, flew out to second and to left field. Pop up to second and flew out to left field. Throw to first, McLeod, they dropped the ball, but he stays in safe. So with 1 out, Hardhats still have a 1-0 lead with 2 hits on the board. And Switzenberg looks back. Here comes the first pitch, give or take, and it's going to go for a strike. Inhofer wanted it. He held back, and he was caught looking for strike one. 0-1 the count. Switzenberg throws to first. Safe is McLeod. On the count. Switzenberg goes. There goes McLeod a second. He's going to steal. He's in safe, and it hurdles over. So that's a stolen base for Kane McLeod. So 0-2 the count here for Dawson Inhofer. And Switzenberg delivers. Swings and misses. So a strikeout for Dawson Inhofer. And that will be the second strikeout for Griff Switzenberg. Is second of the inning now. Blaine Hunt, bottom of the batting order, the shortstop, and he also had a big game as he had a double and he got in for a run and then followed it with a single. So Blaine Hunt, he had himself a game, and that one will be caught for a ball one. So with 2 outs, as Kane McLeod on second base, who had the stolen base with his first, as Carter Johnson, who had a stolen base in the first game. As Griff Switzenberg looks back, there goes McLeod with third, a stolen base. He's going to get in again. But a hit by pitch, too, for Blaine Hunt. And so they're going to move runner. Oh, apologize. So McLeod was attempting to steal third, and then he got hit by pitch, so he has to go back to second. So Lars Kiefer back to the top of the order, first pitch of the game, and he hits it with a single, and he got in for a run later on. And now here comes the first. This one outside for ball one. McLeod at second, Blaine Hunt at first, who was hit by pitch. Lars Kiefer. And a look back from Switzenberg. There goes McLeod again. He's going to steal. Throw to third is there. And he's out. So that's going to do it for the second inning. Still a 1-0 lead for Post 22 Hardhats. So 1-0. Hardhats still lead. And due up for Sheridan will be bottom of the list, will be number 8, Gunnar Lamb, the left fielder. So in that inning, Griffin Switzenberg threw two strikeouts. And Ryan Negebauer currently has 4 strikeouts. So 2, as he had 2 in the first inning, 2 in the second, as he's looking to add a few more here in the next. As they'll get a little bit more set up, we'll take a quick break yet again, and we might look in here for some more stats and some facts. We'll be right back. Alrighty, so a few more pitches here for Ryan Negebauer, getting that right arm warmed up, and that one throw there from Elder. So they get ready to go. Still a 1-0 lead for the Post 22 Hardhats after the first 2 innings with 2 hits on the board. As Sheridan hitless still. Up next, Gunnar Lamb up to bat for Sheridan. As Gunnar Lamb, last game he pitched for 1 inning as well. Lamb, he had a walk, and then he also had a pop-up to Steen. Think about the first one, then swing and a miss for strike 1. And then he also had a single in the last game with a walk. Negebauer with a 0-1. Here comes the pitch. in. Oh, no. That one close. I thought it was in, but that's going to be 1-1. Here comes the throw. Swing and a miss. Or sorry, I take that back. Griffin Switzenberg up to bat. I apologize. It is not Gunnar Lamb. So 1-2 the count. So Switzenberg, the pitcher, up at bat. Here comes one. A swing and a miss and a strikeout. So that's the 5th strikeout of the game for Ryan Negebauer. All right, now Gunnar Lamb up to bat. And Switzenberg, like I said earlier, he did not play in the last game. And now here comes Negebauer's first pitch of the at-bat. This one is going to be hooked. This one goes right. So that's going to be a foul. So 0-1. And now scoreboard goes out. And they get it right back up. So that's going to be a ball. So 1-1 with 1 out. Still a 1-0 lead for the Hardhats. No runners on base for the Troopers, the Sheridan Troopers. And now Negebauer, here comes the throw. This one in, down low. That's going to be on for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Here's Negebauer. Waits. He struck out the last one on Switzenberg. And this one's going to be in for ball 3. So 3-1 count with 1 down. 2 hits for the Hardhats with 0 on the board for Sheridan thus far. Negebauer delivers. Swings. This one's going to be going right here to Reeder. He gets that play, scoops, and deals that one for 1 out. So a ground out to second base for Gunnar Lamb. So back up to the order, Will Greer, who struck out at his first at-bat. And now with 2 outs, so Josh Elder, who was going to go talk to Negebauer, but he turns right back around. So 2 down with Will Greer back up. And Negebauer with the pitch. That one in for a strike. And that one just a fastball right down the middle. Caught him looking. 0-1. Ryan Negebauer, 5 strikeouts. And this inning, that one's another one. So 0-2 with 2 down. 5 strikeouts in the game thus far for Ryan Negebauer. He could finish it here. Here comes the pitch. That one fights it off. Just got a piece of it. Was Greer. Tanner Hamrick on deck. So 0-2 with the count. And Ryan Negebauer deals. Breaker ball just gets out of the reach of Elder, so that's going to be for ball 1. 1-2 the count with 2 outs. And now 1-2 with 2 down. Negebauer delivers. Here's the throw, a swing. This one fouls off. And that one hooks right. So another one out of play. Count is 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back in the box goes Will Greer. Negebauer with the throw. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. 6 strikeouts for Ryan Negebauer. And the second strikeout for Will Greer today. And we'll be right back. So 2 strikeouts for Will Greer. Up next for the Hardhats will be, it looks like, Wyatt Reeder. We'll be right back here after a quick break. I apologize. It's Lars Kiefer leading off. It was just one off of the batting order. So bottom of the third inning, still a 1-0 lead for the Hardhats with 2 hits. And Kiefer, who had a single earlier, and back in with a run. And remaining with the same pitcher with Switzenberg, and that one will go for a ball. 1-0 the count. And Griff Switzenberg, who threw 2 strikeouts the last inning, and he struck out just this last inning from Ryan Negabauer to add to his 6 in total. And a swing and a miss from Kiefer, so that's 1-1, evens the count up. And looking to add to it, he has got 1 hit today. Here comes another one, and a swing. This one goes right in through the second. That's going to be another one. So another single for Lars Kiefer gets him to first base. 2 for 2 for Lars Kiefer. And now Reeder up to bat. He also had a single, and he drove in Lars Kiefer. So Wyatt Reeder, again, with that low bat swing, throws to first, trying to get Kiefer. He'll stay in safe. And Kiefer slowly to get up. He looks to be fine now. And playing first base for the Troopers, Blaine Phillips. So Switzenberg looks back to first. Here comes the throw to Reeder. He's going to bunt. This one stays in play, and it hooks. Oh, man, that was a close one. Wyatt Reeder, that was close, that it just curved left. So close for Wyatt Reeder. So 0-1, still with the count. Lars Kiefer will remain on first for the Hardhats. Switzenberg on the mound. Reeder on the last attempted bunt and a throw back to first. Kiefer safe. So back to the 0-1 count. Switzenberg, and there goes Kiefer. He's going to steal second, and he is in. That's a stolen base for Lars Kiefer. Lars Kiefer having a great second game, 2 singles, and he gets a stolen base. And he runs in for the only one on the scoreboard here tonight. Switzenberg to throw. That one just goes up high, so that's going to be for ball 1. 1-2 the count. And Reeder, he took a strike that last time, so Kiefer could steal. 1-2. Switzenberg with Kiefer on second. Looking back, throws to second. Oh, man. A little bit of a wild throw, but he got under it. And Kiefer, that was a quick play from Switzenberg. He looked back, looked front, and then looked back and threw it, and it kind of caught Kiefer off guard. But Kiefer slid into second, safe and sound. 1-2 for Reeder with 0 outs. The throw comes. Reeder takes the ball, so that's 2-2. So 3 hits, still a 1-0 score for the Hardhats. 1-0 with Lars Kiefer with 2 hits of the 3 total. Wyatt Reeder with the other one. Switzenberg to the throw. That one down low, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So full count for Wyatt Reeder. And he singled his last at-bat, and he drove in Lars Kiefer. So a single RBI. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The throw comes, checks him, and he gets him. And a strikeout for Wyatt Reeder. So that's going to be the 3rd strikeout for Griff Switzenberg. So that brings up Jace Morgan. So 1 out. Jace Morgan, he pop flied it to shortstop. And his first at-bat and his last at-bat. And Kiefer still on second with 1 down. Throw comes from Switzenberg as Morgan, who was thinking about it, and that one goes in for ball 1. One on the count with 1 out. Switzenberg on the mound. Morgan at bat. Here comes the throw. Stealing is Kiefer. Does he get in time? He's safe. Lars Kiefer. Another stolen base. He stole second and he steals third. So Lars Kiefer, 2 stolen bases. So 2 balls and 0 strikes. That puts Kiefer on third. Here comes the throw. That one's dropped, but that'll be in for a strike. As Jace Morgan will take it. And now 2-1 with the count. Switzenberg with the throw. Swing fouls off with Morgan, so that evens it up to 2s, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and an out with Kiefer at third. Switzenberg with Morgan in the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. A breaker ball gets him. So that's a strikeout for Jace Morgan. And that's going to be the 4th of the game. 4th strikeout for Griff Switzenberg, but the 2nd of the inning. So up next, after Jace Morgan, Carter Johnson. As he walked his last attempt, his last at-bat. Switzenberg will take an extra second here on the mound. With Kiefer remaining at third base, he stole second and third, and here comes the throw. Johnson will take it for ball 1. Here comes the pitch, and that one inside, dodging out of the way was Johnson to avoid being hit, so that's ball 2. 2-0 with 2 down. Switzenberg quickly at it. Gets set. Pitch comes. Swing. This one is going left center field, and it's under, and it is caught. So that's going to do it for the 3rd inning. Fly out to center field. So 2 strikeouts for Sheridan. Pitcher Griff Switzenberg adds to his 4th. And they're ready to go. So up next will be the shortstop Tanner Hamrick, as he flew out to center field on his last attempt. But as Lars Kiefer adding to another great inning, as he went for a single, and he stole not only second base, but he stole third as well. So 2 stolen bases for Lars Kiefer. And Ryan Negebauer, 6 total strikeouts for him in 3 innings pitched. And we'll be right back here after a little bit. All right, so we have a MLB trivia question here for you. So which 2 active players share the record for the most home runs from the number 2 hole in a season? I'll repeat that again. Which 2 active players share the record for most home runs from the number 2 hole in a season? We'll say that after this 4th inning. And up to bat for Sheridan will be number 2, Tanner Hamrick, who flew out to center field on his last attempt, the shortstop. And this one's going to pop up. Steen's going to try to get under it, and that one's just going to go out of play. So 0-1. A lot of foul balls here tonight. A lot of fans collecting those balls, returning them to the concession stands. Negebauer in an 0-1 count. That one down low for ball 1. Evens it out. Still 1-0 for the Hardhats here as we start the top of the 4th inning. 3 hits for the Hardhats to 0 of Cheyenne, that one's going to go in. Or, sorry, Sheridan. I apologize. And that one in for strike 2. 1-2 the count. Negebauer will deal. Pitch fouls off. Stays alive is Hamrick. So 1-2 with 0 outs. Negebauer loosening up the shoulders. Delivers the pitch. Swings right to Blaine Hunt, the shortstop. Gets it in, throw it to Steen, and he's out. So a ground out to shortstop. All right, on next, first baseman, number 16, Blaine Phillips, as he struck out his first at-bat. And now he steps into the box. Ryan Negebauer with the throw. This one a swing and a miss. Gets him for a strike. So with 0 balls and a strike and 1 out, as Sheridan remains hitless here through 3 innings, top of the 4th now. Negebauer delivers. Swings fouls off. That one goes out of play, and that one hits and right off the catch-22, the post-22 fan swag. Check out some of the fan swag. They got some really good stuff. Don't want to come to post-22 games without any post-22 swag. 0-2 the count. Negebauer outside for ball 1. So 1-2 the count with 1 out. And on deck for Sheridan, number 3, the catcher, Dom DeStefano. And a swing and a miss gets Phillips. So his second strikeout of the second game, and add it to another one for Ryan Negebauer, his 7th strikeout of the game. So 2 down. And now Dom DeStefano, who walked at his first at-bat. And now the first one, that one's going to go downstairs for ball 1. So 1 ball, that one gets all the way through. So 1 out, 2 outs with a ball and 0 strikes. Negebauer delivers that one again down low for ball 2. 1-0 still remains the score for the Hardhats. And Negebauer on the mound. Kicks and deals. That one's in for strike 1. First strike of the count. 2 balls and a strike for 2 outs. On deck for Sheridan, number 7, Owen Matthews. And that one is going to walk. So his second time being walked, Dom DeStefano. So Owen Matthews, who's 0 for 1. And that is the second walk that Ryan Negebauer has allowed tonight. And the first of the count to Matthews. Negebauer throws up high for ball 1. So 1-0 with the count, as they have Dom DeStefano on first base. And Negebauer with the throw. That one to the right outside. DeStefano will go to second, and he's going to round. He holds his horses, and he returns back to second. So DeStefano advances to second. And now Elder, who will have a little discussion with Negebauer, just to calm down a little bit. A little bit of a wild throw there, but they got it under control. So I'll say the trivia question again, and we'll say it here after this inning. Which 2 active players share the record for most home runs for the number 2 hole in a season? Which 2 active players share the record for most home runs from the number 2 hole in a season? As we'll get that answer for you after the inning, and Negebauer from the 2-0 count with 2 outs. Phillips in the box. Here comes the throw, a swing and a miss for strike 1. And the first strike of the count. And on deck for Sheridan is Gage Rogers. Now Negebauer, he looks back at second where DeStefano is. Back and forth. Hunt backs off for post 22, and he's going to step off the mound. So 2-1. Took a little bit more of a few seconds to kind of settle some things down. 2-1. With Matthews in at the box. Here comes a throw. This one pops up, goes behind me, and out of play. Good thing I'm enclosed in a box, because if I'd get hit, that would not be good, because I don't like things coming at me. But I take that back. I play goalie at hockey, so I lied. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Owen Matthews, who is 0 for 1 today. Negebauer deals. Gets him, and he strikes him out. He adds another one. So for the last 4 innings, Ryan Negebauer has thrown 2 strikeouts, and that's his 8th of the game. And he catches Matthews again. All right, so back to that trivia question. Which 2 active players share the record for most home runs from the number 2 hole in a season? We have Aaron Judge, 47 home runs in 2022, and his teammate Giancarlo Stanton, 47 home runs in 2017. Both a part of the New York Yankees organization. And now we'll have another one here. So we'll have a trivia question for every inning. We'll say the answer after each one. So we have this one. The record for most career games with 7 or more RBIs is 9. And who holds it? So the record for most career games with 7 or more RBIs is 9. And who holds it? So we'll say the answer afterwards. And we have a new pitcher on the mound for Sheridan. It's going to be number 7, Owen Matthews, who just struck out at bat. And he'll be throwing pitches as they get ready. And once more, so Josh Elder, as he had a ground out double play, his last at bat, and they'll get him in as Johnson flew out to center field, the last one to retire the inning. Still 1-0 in favor of the Hardhats with 3 hats on the board and 0 hits for Sheridan. So with a new pitcher on the mound, Owen Matthews. And now the first pitch here of the bottom of the 4th inning. Matthews deals. And this one's popped up to third base, and that one's caught. So first pitch, pop out to third base. Dexter Steen out to bat. Impressive first game today, but Steen struck out at his first at-bat tonight in the second game of the doubleheader. And now Matthews on the mound. Here comes the throw to Steen. That one up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 0 strikes for 1 out. Here comes the throw for Matthews. Steen, this one stays fair in a line drive right to first base, and that's going to be for out number 2. A grounder. Up next, Kane McLeod, as he walked and he also stole. So he's up next. So with 2 down, here comes the throw. McLeod, that one goes in the dirt for ball 1. He hesitated a little bit. He was going to go and then saw it went going down low. 1-0 the count with 2 outs. Matthews with the throw. This one swings. Oh, man, that was a big one. But it hooks foul. Nearly goes into the Sheridan dugout. For Kane McLeod playing left field tonight in the second game of the doubleheader. Matthews with the throw, a swing and a miss for strike 2. 1-2 the count with 2 outs. And now Owen Matthews for his first inning pitched. And he gets the nod. Matthews with the throw. Now one up high for ball 2. So 2-2 with 2 outs. And we'll ask the trivia question. Once again, the record for most games with 7 or more RBIs is 9. And who holds it? And a swing and miss. So a strikeout for Kane McLeod. The first strikeout for Owen Matthews. Alrighty, so with that trivia question, the record for most career games with 7 or more RBIs is 9, and who holds it? And that is Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig to that one, and now this one. So we have, who is the Twins' all-time franchise leader in Grand Slams? Who is the Twins' all-time franchise leader in Grand Slams? Again, we'll answer that after this inning, but a little bit of a recap. After that inning, Ryan Negebauer, 8 strikeouts for him today. And then we had a new pitcher on the mound, Owen Matthews for Sheridan. He threw 1 strikeout, but we have a new pitcher on the mound here for the Hardhats. It's Colton Morlang, number 14. So Ryan Negebauer, 8 strikeouts. Says that's the night. So Colton Morlang in on the mound for the Hardhats, and we'll let them get warmed up, and we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. So with Colton Morlang now in for pitching for the Hardhats, still a 1-0 lead for the Hardhats here as we kick off this 5th inning. So Morlang on the mound, and for Sheridan, we have number 4, Gage Rogers, the center fielder. He's up to bat now. So the first pitch for Colton Morlang in his season delivers. That one goes right between the wickets of the catcher, of Josh Elder, for ball 1. So 1-0 at the count. Still 1-0 for the Hardhats with 3 hits. Sheridan still looking for their first hit of the game. Morlang delivers. Now one in for a strike. 1-1 evens it out. And he delivered some heat on that one. 1-1 the count. As Morlang with the pitch. That one goes a little bit down. That's going to be for ball 2. Morlang, that's the second time that his helmet has fell off. That's how hard he's throwing it. You know when the helmet or the hat flies off, you know those guys are throwing some heat. 2-1 the count. Morlang, the pitch, inside for ball 3. So 3-1 the count with a leadoff hitter, Gage Rogers, the center fielder who struck out at his first at-bat. Morlang on a 3-1 count. Here comes the throw, and that one in for ball 4, and he'll walk. So up next, Ty Leach, third baseman. He struck out last time. So with Rogers at first base, Leach comes in at bat. Still hitless for Sheridan, as there's been about 4 walks for them. And now 1 for Colton Morlang and 3 for Negebauer. Morlang looks over that left shoulder to see if Rogers will go or not. Here comes the throw. Now one in for strike one. 1 strike, 0 balls with 0 outs, and a runner at first. Oh, 1 the count. Colt Morling with the nod of the head. Delivers. Bunt, but a swing and a miss. Throw to first, and he's safe. So 1-1, that's going to even the count out. One with count. Colt Morling on the mound now for this inning, as he walked Gage Rogers. Ty Leach up in the batter's box right now. And Leach, who struck out at his first at-bat. Here comes a throw. That one in for strike two. 1-2 the count from Colt Morling. One to the count from the pitcher, with Rogers at first for Sheridan. Leach on the bat. And that one, he was going to go for it, but that one falls down short for ball 2. 2-2 the count. 2-2 with Morling on the mound for the Hardhats. Sheridan has a runner at first. Here comes the throw. Down low for ball 3. We're at full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 0 outs. A runner at first. And this could potentially play into the shift for a double play. Morling gives the nod. 3-2. Here comes the throw. A swing and a miss. And a strikeout. So Ty Leach strikes out for his second time. And that's the first strikeout for Colt Morling. And now up to bat for Sheridan. Number 6, Griff Switzenberg, as he struck out at his last at-bat appearance. Through 2 strikeouts, and there goes 1. That's going to be a stolen base. Reaches out of the hands of Elder. So that is Gage Rogers. Advances to second. So now he goes to second with a ball and 0 strikes with 1 out, following the strikeout from Ty Leach. Colt Morling on the mound. In the box with Griffin Switzenberg, the starting pitcher for Sheridan today. And that one again out of the reach. She's going to go for 3 as that one advances to third again. So Morling, another pitch just kind of got out of the reach of Josh Elder, the catcher. So with Rogers at third base now, he advanced to second, and then he advanced to third. So with 2 balls, 0 strikes, and 1 out. And now all the infielders almost to the grass in the infield. Morling with the pitch. Down low. That's going to be in for ball 3. Still a 1-0 score for the Hardhats. 1-0 with 3 hits and 0 hits for Sheridan. On deck for Sheridan, number 8, Gunnar Lamb. Morling with the throw. That one in beautifully right down the middle for a strike. So 3-1 is the count. Colt Morling on the mound. This is his first inning pitch. Morling with the throw, and that one misses. They're going to get a 1 in, and that's going to be 1 run scored. So a third strike drop, and then we are tied up. It is 1-1. So we're tied 1-1. And now Gunnar Lamb up next. The left fielder, as he grounded out to second base in his last plate appearance. And the fake pick throw to first. Switzenberg at first there, following the recent play. Morling the throw. There goes the runner. Elder caught it, but that's going to be a stolen base for Griff Switzenberg. So that's the First stolen base for Sheridan. And now Morlang will take a little second here off the mound. As he gets right back on. 1-0 the count with Switzenberg at second. And looking right at second, seeing if he wants to throw it. Morlang the throw. Down low, that's caught for ball 2. 2-0 with 1 down. Score is even up. It's 1-1. And we'll get a little meet here with all the infielders and the pitcher. And back to the trivia question. Who is the Twins, the Minnesota Twins, all-time franchise leader in Grand Slams? As we'll say that after the inning is over. And that's going to be the night for Colton Morlang. Morlang, who threw 1 strikeout. So middle of the 5th inning. We'll see who the Hardhats will throw in. All right, I apologize. Morlang's back in. He just went to the dugout for a quick second. So Morlang back in. I apologize. I thought he was going out. Just ran to the dugout. Must have grabbed something real quick. So with 2 balls, 0 strikes, and 1 out with Switzenberg on second base for Sheridan. And in the batter's box. And the throw to second. He faked it as Blaine Hunt, who wasn't there on second base, playing shortstop, playing in that shift. Gunnar Lamb at bat. Morlang looks back at second. Back and forth. Here comes the throw. That one's in for ball 3. So 3-0 the count with 1 out. Morlang gets set. Looks back at second. Here's the throw. That's in for strike 1, I apologize. So 3-1 the count with 1 out. Runner at second, which is Griff Switzenberg, who is the starting pitcher for Sheridan tonight, for game 2 of the doubleheader. Here comes the throw for Morlang, and he's going to walk. Or no, that's a strike. That's the second time I've thought that was a walk by them throwing the bat. So 3-2, we're at full count. Gunnar Lamb, the left fielder. So Colt Morlang, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out for Gunnar Lamb. The throw for Morlang, that one up high, that will walk him. So a walk from Gunnar Lamb. So they have runners at first and second. So back to the top of the list from Will Greer. He's 0 for 2 today, struck out twice. Morlang will remain on the mound for the Hardhats. Still no hits for Sheridan. And they still have 1 run, and it's tied 1-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Morlang gives the nod with runners at first and second. 1 down. Looking back as Switzenberg is at second. Here comes the throw. This one's hit. This one is going deep right center. And it is hit the warning. It's the warning track. They're going to send runners in. There goes Switzenberg. There goes another. So that is a 2-run, a triple, 2 RBI for Will Greer. So it's a 3-1 lead for Sheridan. So a triple 2-run RBI. And Coach Torve will come out to Colton Morlang, on the pitcher's mound. So 3-1 is the score for Sheridan, and that's their first hit as they get one past. That one to right center. So Colton Morlang will come out here in the middle of the 5th inning. And we'll see who will come out for the pitcher for the Hardhats. So Jace Morgan will be at the pitcher's mound, the left-hander, as he will come in relief for Colton Morlang. So, again, a 3-1 lead there for Sheridan. A big hit from Will Greer that went to right center, which led to a triple two RBI. And that's the score so far here, top of the 5th inning. And this is kind of what happened in the first game. Sheridan was up. Second inning, they got 4 runs, and then 3 innings out, and then the Hardhats came back. They got a 5-run inning, and then they got 1 followed by. But this time, Hardhats started off early from Lars Kiefer. He gets 1 run in, makes it 1-0 from the first inning, and then here in the 5th inning, takes 4. And then they get 3. So Hardhats maybe think a pitching change might help. And we'll get Jace Morgan a little warmed up, and we'll be right back here once they're ready. Alrighty, so Josh Eller returns behind the home plate as Jace Morgan will be the pitcher. So now Tanner Hamrick, the shortstop, who is 0 for 2. He flew out his first at-bat to center field and a ground to Blaine Hunt, the shortstop. This one's hit right into Dawson Inhole for the third baseman. And the throw to first, Steen Hops gets on the base. That's going to be 1. So a ground out to third. So that's 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Still 3-1 in favor of Sheridan. So Blaine Phillips, he's 0 for 2. He struck out his last 2 appearances on the plate. And now with the pitch coming here from Jace Morgan. The lefty throwing. That went in for a strike. 0-1 the count with 2 outs. And they have a runner at third. That's Will Greer. 0-1 with 2 down. Morgan, the left-handed pitcher with the throw. That one into the dirt for ball 1. So 1-1 here on the count. And back in the box will Blaine Phillips go. Phillips, the first baseman for Sheridan today. Here comes the pitch. That one in. That's going to be inside for ball 2. 2-1 the count with 2 outs. Morgan. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Runner at third. Delivers the pitch. That one just gets a piece of it. And they're going to walk. So Blaine Phillips will go to first. Unless they got a piece of him. Because the count was only 2-1. Yep, hit by pitch. So now Dom DeStefano back up in the plate. So Elder gives a call here for Jace Morgan. As DeStefano, who has walked twice. And now Jace Morgan with Phillips at first. Morgan looks over at first. Delivers the throw. That one in for a strike. 0-1. First one in for a strike. Oh, 1 with 2 outs. Jace Morgan looks over at first with Phillips. Throwing in that one inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count. 3-1 the lead for Sheridan as they only have 1 hit, and the Hardhats have 3. Morgan gets ready on the mound. Delivers the pitch. Swing this one hammered into center right, and it is caught. And that was a great catch by right fielder Carter Johnson. And that will retire the top of the 5th inning. 3-1 for Sheridan. All right, and now back to our trivia question. Who is the Minnesota Twins all-time franchise leader in Grand Slams? The answer is Harmon Killebrew with 11 Grand Slams. He is the Minnesota Twins all-time franchise leader. So there's that. And now, so they'll get pitching back on the mound for Sheridan will be number 7, Owen Matthews, as he was going to be on deck for Sheridan right after. And we'll let them get warmed up, and we'll be right back in here in a little bit, in a few seconds. Alrighty, for our next trivia question, from 2014 to 2019, Mookie Betts, 65 home runs at Fenway Park, led all players. Who has the most since he's left? From 2014 to 2019, Mookie Betts is 65 home runs at Fenway Park, led all players. Who has the most since he left? So we'll let that one linger a little bit. I'll try to say it in between at-bats. But it's currently a 3-1 lead for Sheridan here as we get ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. And up in to bat will be for the post-22 Hardhats. Will be third baseman, number 12, Dawson Inhofer. And we're ready to go. Here comes the first pitch. Trying to get a bunt on that one. Goes in for a ball. Hits the other batter's box. So 1-0 Matthews, the pitcher for Sheridan. Inhofer on the 1-0 count. Here comes the throw. That one upstairs for ball 2. 2-0 for Dawson Inhofer. Matthews again. That one will be in for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. 2 on the count. Matthews with the pitch. And a breaker ball. That one for ball 3. So 3-1 the count with Dawson Inhofer as he struck out his first at-bat. This is his second at-bat here. Matthews to throw. That one walks him. So that one down in the dirt. So Dawson Inhofer gets a walk. He'll take the trot to first base. And then Blaine Hunt, the shortstop, number 11, as he's up to bat. He was hit by pitch on his first attempt. So with 0 outs with Inhofer at first base, Matthews the throw. And he gets hit by pitch at another one. Blaine Hunt, that's the second time he's been hit by a pitch. And now with no one out, they have Dawson Inhofer at second now with Blaine Hunt at first. And now back to the top of the order with Lars Kiefer, who is having himself a night, as he stole not only second base and third base his last attempt. And he had a single in that one. He had a single in his first attempt for a run. So he's having a great game, and a little bit of a talk here for Sheridan, running some things over. So they have runners at 2. And this kind of what happened earlier. The Hardhats, they started getting some momentum. They started getting some guys on bases, started picking up some momentum. The crowd started getting into it a little bit. And hopefully they could start finding that a little bit, as the crowd has died off a little bit, as it's 10 o'clock now. Bedtime for a lot of people, but on a Saturday night, it's a great Saturday night. It's cooled off a lot since the last time I did the weather. As right now we're sitting at 56 degrees, but we're ready to go here. So with Lars Kiefer in, runners at first and second for the Hardhats. 0 outs. Matthews the throw. And he faked the bunt, the throw first. That goes over the head. This is going to lead all the way to second. Inhofer rounding third. He's going to go home. Here comes the throw, and he's safe. So they get 1 run in. Dawson Inhofer. So it's 3-2. Hardhats trail by 1. But Hunt goes to third, and Inhofer runs in from second to home. So 3-2 off a wild throw to first. And now Wyatt Reeder. Lars Kiefer still at bat. So 0 balls, 0 strikes on this at bat. Matthews the throw. That one's in for strike 1. Lars Kiefer will take it with Blaine Hunt at third base. Blaine Hunt twice hit by pitch. And now Matthews the throw. That one goes outside for ball 2. Or ball 1. No, ball 2. I apologize. So 2-1 the count with 0 outs. 3-2. Sheridan has the lead, followed by Dawson Inhofer, who got in for a run off the wild pitch from home plate to first. And now Kiefer will let that one go. So that's going to be strike 2. So 2-2 the count with 0 outs. Hunt at third. And now Matthews pitching for Sheridan. Here it comes. That went in for ball 3, so full count with Blaine Hunt at third base. 0 outs, too. And Matthews thus far has thrown 1 strikeout. And this one to Kiefer. He's going to foul this one. This one goes above us and over. So fouls it off. He stays alive like the Bees Gees song. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Matthews the throw, and it gets him. So a strikeout from Lars Kiefer strikes out. So that's the first out. Now Wyatt Reeder, who will come into play, struck out his last appearance. And he had a single RBI, his first one. So this pitch will go outside. They see if Blaine Hunt will do anything. He'll stay put. So that's 1 ball and 0 strikes with 1 out. 3-2, still the score in favor of Sheridan. Reeder hammers this one left center. Goes back deep. Hunt scores. Reeder rounding first to the warning track. Off the wall. Reeder takes off second. He goes to third. The throw comes in. And that one misplaced. Can he go for the inside home run? Reeder's going home. Will Reeder take it? Wyatt Reeder, inside the park home run! Wyatt Reeder gets it inside the park home run! Wyatt Reeder, 4-3 in favor of the Hardhats. An inside the park home run for Wyatt Reeder. Wow. Wyatt Reeder, an inside the park home run. It drove in Blaine Hunt. Hammered it left center, all the way back to the warning track off the wall on a bunt. That one fouls from Jace Morgan, who struck out his last at-bat, but an inside the park home run. Now, you don't see that very often, and Wyatt Reeder shows off his speed and his hitting ability, that power from the Swing King. And now 4-3 Hardhats just get a big one there, right there. And now Morgan hits this one. This one fouls off to the right side in front of the dugout of Sheridan. Jace Morgan, who was also pitching earlier. And now Morgan, here comes the pitch from Matthews. That one outside for ball one. So 1-2 the count with one out. No runners on bases as Reeder swept them all away with that inside the park home run. And Morgan hits this one. This one goes into second base, and that one throw caught by Phillips. As second baseman Will Greer makes the catch, so a ground out. And Carter Johnson up to bat. So Carter Johnson, he walked his first appearance, and he had a fly out to center field on his second, and that one he'll take as a ball. So 1-0 the count. 4 hits for Post 22 Hardhats, and Johnson right to third base, and that's going to be a gimme and a throw to first, and that will retire the inning. But the Hardhats, an inside the park home run by Wyatt Reeder. It drove in Blaine Hunt, and it's a 4-3 lead for the Hardhats. And we're back at you here with the trivia question from 2014 to 2019. Mookie Betts, 65 home runs at Fenway Park, led all players. Who has the most since he's left? And the answer is Boston Red Sox third baseman Rafael Devers with 43. And he has had the most since Mookie Betts, 65 at Fenway. And so Jace Morgan will remain on the mound for the Hardhats as he came in relief for Colton Morling, as we'll let them get warmed up, and we'll be back here in a second. So leading off here to start this sixth inning will be Sheridan's Gage Rogers. As he walked on his last attempt, and he brought in a run as well. Jace Morgan on the mound for the Hardhats. The throw, that one inside. Or strike one. I apologize. Like I said earlier, not great vision, and it shows now. So 0 balls, 1 strike. Jace Morgan, the throw, swings. This one goes to Dexter Steen, the first baseman. Just barely has to walk it in. A little bit of the jog to first. So that's a ground out to first, right to Dexter Steen. So Ty Leach back up. He's 0 for 2 today. He struck out both appearances. So 1 down from the ground out to Dexter Steen. Steen just ran up to the first base. Easily got him out. Morgan with the first throw at the at-bat. That one in for strike one. 0-1 the count. 4-3 lead for the Hardhats following the Wyatt Reeder inside the park home run, which also let in Blaine Hunt. And now Morgan yet again with the throw. Here it goes. Turning, trying to avoid that hit. So that's going to be in for ball one. That was inside. 1-1 the count with 1 out. No runners on bases. Morgan awaits. Elder gives in the call. Here comes the throw. Swings. This one, will it stay fair? It's fouled. And that one hooks. Or no, they say fair. No. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what I was seeing. They call it foul. I apologize. So 1-2 the count. And it's Ty Leach. We'll get another round at it. Ball and 2 strikes with 1 out from Jace Morgan on the mound for the Hardhats. Now Morgan gets what he wants to throw. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. Ty Leach, his 3rd strikeout of the game. And the first strikeout for Jace Morgan. And now after Ty Leach, it's Griff Switzenberg. And he had a single earlier, and he also got a stolen base out of the deal. And now with 2 outs, here comes the pitch from Morgan. And that one in for a strike. So 0-1. Switzenberg lets it go by. 0-1 the count with 2 out. Morgan. That one for ball 1. 4-3 again, the lead for the Pulse 22 Hardhats with 4 runs and 4 runs and 4 hits for the Hardhats, followed by 1 by Sheridan. We're going to hit or throw that one in. That's going to be for ball 2. 2-1 the count with 2 outs. As Jace Morgan threw a strikeout earlier off of Ty Leach. Morgan the throw. Swings. This one, Switzenberg. This one to left field. That's going to bounce. And so that's going to be another single for Switzenberg. So Gunnar Lamb, he walked on his last appearance, and his first one hit a ground out to second base, left fielder. So now with Switzenberg at first, with 2 outs, here comes the first one. That one's in for strike 1. 0-1, 0 balls and 1 strike. Morgan looks right at Dexter Steen. He's going to throw it to him. And he's going to stay in safe as Switzenberg. 0-1 the count with 2 outs. Jace Morgan throwing. That one fouls off, hits the black netting right in front of you. As I saw that, pops right back there. So 0 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. And Jace Morgan could potentially put this one away here in the top of the 6th inning. Morgan looks back at first, gives the throw, and that one bobbles. Switzenberg will go to second. Elder gets to it, and that will be an advance to second. So Griff Switzenberg advances to second. So 1-2 the count with Jace Morgan on the mound. Delivers the pitch. This one is hit. This one fouls. Hooks right. 1-2 with the count. And a foul, which hooks wide right. We've seen a lot of those here today. Gunnar Lamb on the mound with Griff Switzenberg at second. Morgan with the throw. This one again, hooking right, fouls. Back-to-back fouls by Gunnar Lamb. 1-2 with the count with 2 outs. Gunnar Lamb staying alive. He holds on. 1-2 the count. Morgan throws. This one pops up straight to us. And the good thing there's a roof above me, because that would have probably hit the window and broke it right in front of me, and that would have not been good. But another foul ball. So 3 foul balls in a row by Gunnar Lamb. Ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Morgan looks back to second. He comes in with the throw. That one will go in for ball 2. So it snaps the foul ball streak, which was at 3. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Morgan kicks and deals. Swings. This one is going to go straight. Reeder gets into it. Reeder catches it, throws to first. He's out. So a ground out to Wyatt Reeder. And that will do it for the top of the 6th inning. Still a 4-3 lead for the Hardhats. Alrighty, so we'll look here for another trivia question here in a little bit in a second. But bottom of the sixth, still a 4-3 lead as Wyatt Reeder back in that bottom of the fifth, inside the park home run, which brought life back to the Hardhats, who were up 1-0, and they got trailed down to 3-1, and they came back 4-3 in the same inning. And they kick off the bottom of the sixth as Owen Matthews remains on the plate, or on the mound for Sheridan. And well, I'll find a trivia question here for you. All right, we have our trivia question here. Who holds the record for most career doubles? Who holds the record for most career doubles? That is our sixth inning trivia question. Who holds the record for most career doubles? We'll get to that after. And now, due up for the Hardhats. It'll be number 21, the catcher, Josh Elder, as he popped up to third base on his last attempt. And the first pitch here, thrown by Matthews. Delivers. Elder will take. That's going to go in for ball one. 1-0 the count. Matthews throwing that one, bounces right into the dirt, right in front of Elder. He watched that one drop too. So 2 balls and 0 strikes with 0 outs. Leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the sixth. Matthews delivers the throw. That one gets down in the dirt again. Gets a piece of the right shin pad of catcher Dom DeStefano. So 3 balls, 0 strikes is the count. And when Matthews on the mound, here he comes. Walks him. So that's a walk for Josh Elder. And now Dexter Steen up next. He's 0 for 2. He struck out his first appearance, and he did a ground out to first, his last. Matthews will remain on the mound for Sheridan. So with a walk from Josh Elder, he will be at first. Here comes the throw and an attempted bunt from Steen, and he'll whiff on it, and that'll be a strike. 0 balls and a strike for Dexter Steen. Still a 4-3 lead for the Hardhats here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Matthews looks over the shoulder at first where Elder sits. Matthews delivers. Steen bunts it right back to Matthews. He misses it, and that's going to be a base hit for Dexter Steen. So Dexter Steen, he gets one in there. So Steen at first and Elder at second, and now they're going to have a meeting as the manager for Sheridan will come out. Owen Matthews, I'll be the night, most likely, and it will. As Owen Matthews threw two strikeouts, so they're going to bring in number 16, Blaine Phillips. So Blaine Phillips, who is playing at first base, he'll come in and he'll pitch now for Sheridan. And after Dexter Steen is Kane McLeod, the left fielder. On his last attempt, he struck out. We'll see how they respond to a pitching change, as they the Postway 2 Hardhats responded with a change as well, following with the change to Jace Morgan. So Blaine Phillips comes in relief for Owen Matthews. Hardhats still have a 4-3 lead with 0 outs. They have runners at first and runners at runner at first, which is Dexter Steen, and Josh Elder at second. As I'll take a quick water break, and we'll be back shortly. It is currently 10:20 here on this Saturday evening in Rapid City, South Dakota. Currently a 4-3 lead by the Hardhats over Sheridan on the second game of the doubleheader here on April 12th, 2025. And K. McLeod, he'll lead, well, not lead off, but he's up next. So with catcher Josh Elder at second, first baseman Dexter Steen at first base, with 0 outs. A new pitcher on the mound with Blaine Phillips for Sheridan. And he will get the lean into it. See what he wants. He gets the nod. Here comes first pitch. That one down low. That'll be for ball one as catcher DeStefano had a double check to make sure he had that ball in his glove as he kind of looked down to see if he maybe dropped it. So 1 ball, 0 strikes. Phillips likes what he had to offer. And that one's going to be in for a strike. So 1-1 is the count. And Phillips with Kane McLeod, the left fielder for the Hardhats. And now Phillips looks back at second. Maybe they were trying to attempt something there. That one down in the dirt. Wild pitch. This one gets free of him. And they're going to send runners from... They're going to advance. So Steen goes to second. And Elder will go from second to third. So a little bit of a wild one there. 2 balls and a strike. With K. McLeod still in the batter's box. Phillips on the mound, steps into it. And strike 2. 2-2 the count. Blaine Phillips, he's been throwing some heat here. 2-2 the count. 4 pitches here. And his first, it's being put in. Phillips the throw. This one pops up high and above me. Fouls off. 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 0 outs. With Josh Elder at third, Dexter Steen at second. Phillips delivers. This one gets it to third. He misplays it, and that's going to be a 1-run score, and that's an error. And it's 5-3. Elder runs in. That's a single for K. McLeod. And that will move Dexter Steen to third base. And Josh Elder, he'll get a run. Up next, Dawson Inhofer, as he walked his last appearance. And now 0 out still. Here comes the throw. That one down in the dirt for ball 1. So Dexter Steen at third base and K. McLeod at first. 5-3 lead for the Post 22 Hardhats over Sheridan here in the bottom of the 6th. So the catcher will give a call here to Blaine Phillips, the pitcher for Sheridan. He leans into it. Delivers. This one hit. This one straight to shortstop. That's 1, and that is 2. So a double play will prevail, but that's going to bring in 1. So 6-3 is the score. Blaine Hunt, he's up to bat. And Blaine Hunt, he was hit by pitches at his 2 bad appearances. Maybe he keeps the streak going. Here comes the first one, a swing and a miss for strike 1. Phillips. He gets the call. Throws in for strike 2. So 0 balls, 2 strikes. And with 2 strikes and 0 balls with 2 outs, Hunt in the box. Phillips with the throw. And in this one, can he outbeat it? And it hits him. So that's going to bring him back. Interference. Just bounce. I mean, directly right in front of him. Got enough on it. So that brings Blaine Hunt back. 0-2 the count. Hunt back in the batter's box. 0-2 the count with 2 down. Blaine Phillips, as he steps off the mound and back out of the box, is Blaine Hunt. As they both re-enter in the box and on the plate, on the mound. Here comes the throw, a swing and a miss, and he strikes him out. So that's going to do it for the bottom of the 6th. It's a 6-3 lead for the Hardhats. And now top of the 7th, which could be Jace Morgan will remain on the mound for the Hardhats. And we'll back here to the trivia question. Who holds the record for most career doubles? And that would be Hall of Famer Tris Speaker, 792 doubles over 22 seasons. And man, he must have had a pair of wheels on him, or he could hit very well. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. So that's your trivia question. We won't do another one. So that was the trivia questions for the day. And 6-3 with 5 hits for the Hardhats and 2 for Sheridan. 3 errors for Sheridan, as there was 3 errors last game for the Hardhats, and they have a 0 on the board right now. So Jace Morgan back into it. Back on the mound yet again to finish it out. So they finish up their little warm-up, and they all come together to talk one last time. And the last click of the Hardhats. As up next will be Will Greer, as he hit a 222 RBI on his last at-bat. So Will Greer back in the box. 1 for 3 today. And Morgan for the first pitch. Fights it off. That one goes behind in the netting for strike 1 off the foul. Up next, Tanner Hamrick. He's 0 for 3 today. 0-1 the count. Jace Morgan with the throw. And that one's going to be up high for ball 1. So 1-1 is the count. Jace Morgan gets the call from Elder. Swings this one. High fly. This one goes to left center. Reader said he got it, but Johnson gets it. That's going to be a fly out to right field. So that's 1 down, 2 to go. And a fly out to center field from Will Greer. Tanner Hamrick 0 for 3. His last at bat, he grounded out to third base. All right, Jace Morgan, 1 down, first of this at bat. The 4th appearance for Tanner Hamrick. And that one will just go a little outside for ball 1. One 0 the count. Morgan delivers that one up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 0 strikes with 1 out. 6-3 is the score for the Hardhats here in the top of the 7th inning. And that one goes in. That's going to be for ball 3. 3 balls, 0 strikes. Jace Morgan on the mound with Tanner Hamrick. And that one's going to be in for strike 1. Hamrick, who maybe thought that was going to be an easy walk. Morgan puts it right down the middle. 3 balls and a strike. Here comes the throw. That one in for strike 2 or to full count. Jace Morgan. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Morgan on the mound. Kicks and deals. Swings this one to Blaine Hunt, the shortstop. Scoops and throws that one to Dexter Steen. 1 more to go. That's the 2nd out. And now Blaine Phillips. On his last at-bat, he was hit by pitch. 6-3 is the score. 1 more to go. 1 more out, and the Hardhats will start off the doubleheader undefeated. And now here comes Jace Morgan with the throw, and that's going to be another hit by pitch. So back-to-back hit by pitches for Blaine Phillips. And now Dom DiStefano, he flew out to right field in his last attempt. He got walked his first 2. So with Phillips at first, we'll see where this kind of puts some things. With 2 outs, Jace Morgan still remains on the mound for the Hardhats. He looks over at first. Steen plays off the base. Here it goes. This one is going to be one. Right to third base. Scoop and throw, and that will do it. The Hardhats will go 2-0 on the doubleheader in a final score of 6-3. The ground out by Dom DiStefano. And we'll do a quick little recap here in just a little second. We'll be right back. So a recap here of this second game and what a game it was. It first started off with the Hardhats and number 19, center fielder Lars Kiefer getting the thing started. He got a single to kick things off, and then he got ran in from Wyatt Reeder, who started off with an RBI, and that was how the first inning went. And then it was kind of slow a little bit from there all the way until the top of the 5th inning where Sheridan, as they came out and they came to play, as they got a little bit of some stuff going. It was Will Greer who started it off, but then it was Griff Switzenberg who got a single, and he got a stolen base. Then Gunnar Lamb got walked, and then it was Will Greer who hammered a triple RBI, 2 RBI, which made it 3-1 at that point. And then some stuff happened. It's 3-1 after the top of the 5th, and then going into the bottom of the 6th, that's when it all went loose. For post 22, right, all striking out Blaine Hunt. He gets hit by pitch. He gets on to first base, so they kind of get some things rolling and starting. And then he gets all the way to third. And then Wyatt Reeder hits one into center left field, all the way back to the warning track, all the way up to the wall. Wyatt Reeder was rounding second. He gets all the way past third. Boom. Stops at third. Kind of pitch, kind of a little wild. He runs into home, makes the man miss, touches third, home, gets safe. And that did it. So a inside the park home run for Wyatt Reeder and a 6-3 final for the post 22 Hardhats. And don't forget, tomorrow the Hardhats will come again to play against Sheridan at 1:30. And at 1:30 they will face off against Sheridan. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm glad you joined it. This is Wyatt Simmons signing off, and we'll see you